There's a reason truth feels dangerous, because it is. Every time you speak the truth, you risk something. You risk being judged, misunderstood, or even rejected. Yet the price of silence is far greater than the cost of truth. Dr. Jordan Peterson often says, "Tell the truth, or at least don't lie." It sounds simple, but in a world built on comfort and convenience, truth has become the rarest form of courage. Speaking the truth courageously doesn't mean shouting your opinions at everyone. It means standing firm when your heart tells you what's right, even if your voice shakes while saying it. It means refusing to conform just to avoid conflict. Truth is the foundation of a meaningful life, and without it, everything collapses into chaos. We live in a time where people are rewarded for pretending, for curating perfect images online, for saying what others want to hear. But behind every fake smile lies quiet misery. Why? Because when you betray your truth, you destroy your soul bit by bit. Lies are convenient, but they rot your character. They make you weak, cowardly, and bitter. The truth, on the other hand, might burn, but it purifies. It cleanses your mind and strengthens your spirit. Peterson says that every lie is an act of corruption against reality. When you lie, you bend the truth to serve your comfort. But reality doesn't care about your comfort. It only obeys truth. The more you lie, the further you drift from reality, until one day, life collapses around you, and you don't even know why. That's why truth-telling is the ultimate act of alignment. It brings your soul, your words, and your actions into harmony. The first step to speaking truth courageously is to stop lying to yourself. You cannot stand for truth in the world if you can't be honest within. Look in the mirror and face the things you avoid, your fears, your failures, your insecurities. Most people run from those. They distract themselves with entertainment, work, or meaningless chatter. But deep down, they know something's off. They feel the weight of dishonesty pressing on their chest. Courage begins when you confront that inner voice and say, "I will no longer hide from what I am." Courageous truth isn't just about morality, it's about survival. When you live in lies, you become fragile. You depend on illusion to keep you safe. But when truth becomes your foundation, no storm can destroy you. Because truth is not just words, it's structure. It's the backbone of your identity. Peterson explains that when you tell the truth, you align yourself with the deepest patterns of reality itself, the logos, the order that holds the universe together. To lie is to betray that order. To tell the truth is to live in harmony with it. Of course, truth-telling comes with pain. You might lose friends. You might face criticism. You might even lose things you value. But every loss will carve space for something stronger: integrity, clarity, and power. When you lie to be liked, you become a slave to opinion. But when you tell the truth, you become free. Free from guilt, free from fear, free from the chains of approval. Imagine two paths, one paved with comfort and lies, the other rough but honest. The first feels easy for a while, but it ends in emptiness. The second feels heavy, but it leads to peace. The truth might cause temporary pain, but lies cause permanent suffering. Truth is like surgery, painful but healing. Lies are like infection, painless but deadly. Peterson tells his students that speaking truth transforms you into someone capable of facing chaos. Because chaos is what happens when the world stops making sense. Lies add to that chaos. They make the world heavier, more confusing. But when you speak truth, even if it's small, you bring light into that darkness. You become the kind of person who can bear the weight of existence without collapsing. There's a profound beauty in truth. When you speak it, you begin to stand taller, breathe deeper, and see clearer. Life starts to unfold differently. You begin to attract people who value honesty, who respect your authenticity. You begin to walk with purpose because your words match your soul. Courageous truth also requires humility. You must be willing to admit when you're wrong. You can't discover truth if you believe you already know it all. Peterson often says that the truth reveals itself through dialogue, through the willingness to listen, to challenge, and to be challenged. It's not about forcing others to agree with you. It's about searching together for what's real. That's what separates courage from arrogance, humility. There's a story Peterson tells of individuals who were complicit in tyranny simply because they stayed silent. They didn't speak up when lies became law. They didn't resist when injustice rose. They thought silence would keep them safe. But silence never protects. It only delays destruction. The moral of the story is clear. If you don't speak the truth, you will eventually live in the lies of others. Speaking truth courageously means you will suffer. But you will suffer meaningfully. And meaningful suffering is far superior to meaningless comfort. The pain of truth strengthens your soul. The comfort of lies weakens it. The question isn't whether you'll suffer, it's whether your suffering will have meaning. So what does truth look like in your daily life? It's when you stop pretending to be fine when you're not. It's when you admit your mistakes instead of covering them up. It's when you tell someone you love them even when pride tries to stop you. It's when you stand up for what's right at work, school, or home, even when it costs you. These are the small acts of courage that shape your destiny. Truth also demands sacrifice. You might have to give up popularity, money, or comfort. But what you gain is priceless, self-respect. And that self-respect becomes your shield. Once you know you're living honestly, nothing external can truly harm you. Because you no longer depend on illusions to define your worth. Peterson's message is not that truth will make life easy. It's that truth will make life worth living. Without truth, there is no trust, no love, no stability. Everything real depends on truth. So when you speak it courageously, you don't just change your life. You contribute to the stability of the world itself. Think about the kind of person you want to become. Someone who bends for convenience or someone who stands for truth. The world doesn't need more agreeable people. It needs more honest ones. It needs men and women brave enough to say, "This is wrong," even when everyone else stays quiet. It needs people who can speak truth not with arrogance, but with conviction and compassion. The truth is not always kind, but it is always necessary. To love someone is to tell them the truth, even when it hurts. To love yourself is to accept the truth, even when it shatters your illusions. Because once the lies are gone, what remains is freedom, pure, unshakable freedom. So the next time fear tells you to stay silent, remember this: silence is a slow death. Every truth you suppress becomes a burden that your soul must carry. Every time you speak truth, you set yourself free, and in doing so, you set others free too. That's how courage spreads. One person speaks, another finds strength to do the same. Truth spoken with courage ripples across the world. It topples lies, restores order, and heals what deceit has broken. You don't need to be perfect to start. Just be honest where it matters most. Begin with small truths, the ones that scare you a little. Over time, that honesty will build into strength, and that strength will become your armor. You'll walk into chaos with calm eyes because you'll know, whatever happens, you stood for truth. And in the end, that's what makes life meaningful. Not the comfort you gained, but the truth you upheld. Speak it, not because it's safe, not because it's easy, but because it's right. Because truth is the path to freedom, and courage is the key that unlocks it. This is how you become who you are meant to be. This is how you build a life worth living. This is how you speak the truth courageously.